Hello. I wonder if I can be heard well, so let me try it out here. I'm gonna see if I can actually hear myself. So test, test, test. I'm gonna see if I can actually hear myself. So test, test, test. I'm gonna see if I can actually hear myself. See, no, it's still a little bit too quiet because I am actually on full volume here. So let me see if I can increase the volume of my microphone. That should be enough now. Let's increase it here too. Okay, yeah. There you go. Now, just as a second test again, let's see if we can hear ourselves. So, now just as a second test again, let's see if we can hear ourselves. Alright, that's much better. So, just going to move my microphone here. And here we go. So, as always, let's open GPT because that's going to be helping us with the Rust code, obviously. And let's get going. So, yeah, if anyone's actually watching this, first of all, thank you. And since last time, we've actually grown quite a bit. I think since last time I streamed, I had less than 20 or 200 subscribers on YouTube, and now we're basically reaching 300. So, thank you very much. So yeah, let's get to it. So, actually, I've not touched this project in quite a while, and it's essentially just a Rust code base for a for a Rust, for a Pong game using the SDL2 crates, which I guess are just wrapped C++, versions of the SDL library into Rust. And yeah, that's what we're using here. So if I actually run this, if I can still run it, right? Let's have a look. So if I Rust run, Rust analyzer run. So if I run all targets, let's see if we can actually get it working again, like it was. No, it didn't. So maybe can we do it on the terminal? Cargo run. Error. Could not compile Rusty Pong due to previous warning. So let's see what the warnings are. Reachable statement. Okay, so this should be interesting. Line 241. I have no idea what I did here, so let's actually see if we can do something. Yes, I remember very well what we were doing. So basically, we were essentially turning all the match arms into a sort of compile time macro for it to expand. But it turns out that it doesn't work for some reason. So Rust doesn't actually let you turn a match arm into a macro. There may be another way to do it. I was just using the macro export, which is just declarative macro, I guess. So I thought it worked like in C++, where you can just basically type in anything you want in a macro, and it would just copy and paste your code wherever you put the macro. But no, there's a little bit more to it in Rust, a little bit more to macros than there is in C++. So it is actually doing some checks, I guess, making sure that the expression makes sense. And apparently a match arm without the overall match statement just doesn't work, unfortunately. And just to make sure, so let's see if we can compile this. So Rust compile or build. So I'm still not used to this Visual Studio Code Rust extension. So yeah, I prefer, let's just do it for the command line now. Cargo build. It's going to give us the same warning as before. But let's see what we can do here. So match state, obviously, we can't have that. So we're just going to copy and paste, whatever we had before right here. So in other words, we're going to have to expand the match state back to where it was. And maybe what we can actually do is turn the event handling stuff into a function. So I'm just trying to understand whatever this was doing because I have no idea. And let's start the music again. Yeah. Unexpected is in pattern. Let's just naively copy and paste everything here. So the key code. So what was the key in the first one? So I think whenever we pressed the key code W, we were going to do some stuff. And the stuff that we were going to do was essentially, what's a state variable? Is turn this first player, not vertical state, into a new state, and that state was paddle state moving up, I believe it was. And the move by was simply minus 600. That makes more sense. And then if the key is up, so if we're no longer pressing the W key, I guess, we have to set it to idle. That was the logic here. I'm just trying to understand everything really. It's really my bad to leave the code in a uncompilable state really, because when you come back to this sort of stuff, you'll never remember what you were doing. So let me just load up the YouTube as well, just to make sure my chat is working. Yeah, it seems to be working. Okay. Yeah, same thing here. So instead of key, we're gonna have key code W, and the state variable would simply be first player dot vertical state, right? If matches, and then the state would be paddle stay. Oh. If it's moving up, and then we set the state variable, which is the first player dot vertical state to idle. That should kind of work now, I guess, hopefully. Is expression as type event. Okay, so what is going on there? Why does key code not work in this case? yeah, I mean, it's a weird one. I have no idea until I compile if it's going to work or not, but I guess we'll see. So this is basically the code for one. You know, if you press down on W, it's going to make the paddle move up. And if you are moving up and you let W go, then it's going to set it to idle. Which means it's going to register whatever button you press last as the event. So if I press W and then S, it's going to move down first. So that's kind of what the behavior that we want here is. So let's just change that to S here, and the amount is moving down by 600. Moving down here as well. I will deal with this error in a bit. I'm not entirely sure why it's giving me this expected options key code. Yeah, this is an optional, so this is, yeah, optional key code. I need to figure out how to match an optional of a value. Let's, this is probably where GPT comes in handy. How do we match an optional value in a match clause arm in Rust? Some. Okay. Does that work? Hey. I'm not sure if it's the best way to do it, but I guess we'll go with it. And we fixed one of the compilation errors. Let me open the chat just in case. Yeah, so if it's S that's pressed, we're going to move down by 600. And if we let the key go, then we get that. Okay, cool. I essentially just want to get this code into a compilable state. So we are moving down here. I'm going to turn this into a function in a bit. Moving up there. And that is it, right? There's nothing else, I think. As far as I know. I mean, if the event is quit, we break out of running, and running is simply, where's that label? Here is the run loop, I guess. The forever loop. So we don't need this anymore, as far as I know. Yeah, let's do that. Second player stuff, we're gonna leave it here. Updating the second player. Except I have no idea what we're doing here. Because we have two updates. But does it compile? That is the question. Does it compile? So let's see. Let me just turn this up so you guys can see it. Now if we do a cargo build here, it does build, surprisingly. There are a few warnings. Desired key, unused shit here basically. Ooh, I should not swear. Cargo run. Let's see what's gonna happen. Because we're running on the WSL, it does take a few seconds, I guess, to open the GUI stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, but yeah, okay. I mean, the second player is broken from the looks of it. But yeah, and I kind of know why, I guess. I mean, this is the movement of the first player, right? So we need to move the second one. I have no idea why I did this though. Update player state. Maybe this is the function I was supposed to use in the first place. Because it kind of does make sense. So the desired key is there. Yeah, that's one of the issues I had as well. Because this, I think the update player state was the function that was supposed to see whether or not, well, you call it with whatever key has been pressed, and it checks against the match clause here, I guess. But you can only actually match something with compile time constants, if it makes sense. So if you pass in the desired key here, you can't use that in the event thing here. Just doesn't seem to work, I guess. So unless that was the issue, but I assume it wasn't, because the desired key, what is state in this case? Auto state. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was an issue. What we could do is we could just use this to update first player and update second player for now, and not worry about the look of the code, I guess. So let's try that. Because then we definitely have the key code, the desired key being used, right? So that would be sort of like some, and then we're gonna have something like what do we have? Yeah, so key code W or something. You see? Yeah. Let's try it, shall we? Yeah, let's write an else if clause for all of the so for example, this is moving up, this is obviously moving down. Opa. And again here, if we let paddle state IO. Oh. If it is moving up, then we stop moving it up. And here, all we do is paddle state moving up by -600, if I'm not mistaken. And then we can remove these two things that don't work unless the compile time anyways. That's the idea we had here. And then again, we're going to do some let's say it's S now, right? Yeah. Yeah, we need to change this one too. If the key down is S, if we're pressing S, we're going to move down by 600, I guess. And if it is, I guess, paddle state. Moving down with whatever amount it is, then we stop moving it. And this should be the whole thing, really. So we return it with the horizontal state and a new vertical state. Okay, that's better. That's better. And we are returning a paddle there, right? What's the issue here? Expected stroke paddle found nothing. What is the issue? What is the issue? That's body with no return. Don't tell me that's what it is. Is it? Nope, still not there. Well, okay, let's compile and see what happens, because I have no idea what these errors mean. Let's look at the first error. Ooh. So what is going on? This file contains an unclosed delimiter, which is... Okay, so there is a missing... something missing, basically. So this is... okay, so there is something missing. So this one is closed there. This one is closed. It wasn't closed. There you go. Found the issue. The best thing when you're copying and pasting code. But yeah. Now we have more errors, but we'll figure out. Takes two parameters, but 4 arguments were supplied. That's probably because we changed the function. So line 275. That is correct. We should just update the second player. And again, the second player here. I'm still not happy though. I'm still not happy. Because this function, basically what I need to do is, like, I need to kind of call this something like update first player. And then I would need to come and copy and paste this whole thing here. And up here, and down there, I do the same thing for the second player. Bear with me, I know it's not very elegant. It's not very elegant, but this is kind of what we want to refactor later on, if you see what I mean. So if key down was right, but for the second player, we want to see if we're pressing up and down, I guess, right? Yeah, up. If it's up, it's going up. And if it's down, it's going down. Okay. Yeah, and that's essentially it for the second player. Now this obviously broke these lines here, but what we want to do is have the first player be equals to update the first player state or something. Yeah. And we just call it once really, And the second player is something like update second player. And ideally, we don't really need these here anymore, I guess. Yeah, we don't really need this here anymore. We just need to quit, really. Which made this a little bit cleaner, but obviously we have repetition of code up there, which is not really a problem at the moment. But if we do a cargo run now, what happens? Okay, that is interesting. That's very interesting. I guess a mixed variables or something, right? Yeah, there you go. Both were wrong, but if we do a cargo run again, we should be at the state where we started. Okay, cool. Alright, the first thing we can do, bounce check. So, gotta make sure that we don't go over the edges, and obviously the simplest way to do that is by simply just seeing if the next move is gonna sort of take us over the, over the box there. And if it is, we don't move it. We just move it to the box, essentially, like that. So, yeah, let's get on with that, I guess. Let's close this. Quite fun. Look, this file is too, like, for what it is, we have 300 lines of code, which are obviously not the best Rust code I could ever write. I know that. And it's probably not even a single bit idiomatic in any way, but we're going with this. But what we need to do is define the width and height of the window, right? So let's see if we can find it. Or rect, or window. Canvas. Okay, why the hell do we create this? Why do we call drop paddles? Because that will have a reference to. Okay. Canvas is the one here. And we define at the very top of our function. It builds a canvas and it builds a canvas from the window. Okay, and the window is obviously 800 by 600. Okay, these are static things, so let's also define static width and height. So window width, just I32, I guess, equals 800. I'm going to do the same thing for the height. If I can spell it. And here, we're obviously going to paste that. And the window height. Why is this not working? Oh, because it's supposed to be U32 instead. And there we go. And we're obviously going to see if wherever we're updating the actual graphics of the paddle, if we can actually do it, if it's a valid movement, isn't it? We've got check collision here already. So what we can do is we can kind of use this function to see if it's going to collide with any of the rects that we already have. Because if I'm not mistaken, these are all, the walls, they're all kind of paddles, right? Let's have a look. Oh, it was working actually. What? I can debug again with the Visual Studio. Okay. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, we don't care about these anymore. Let's just run the code. The ball has disappeared. I have no idea what happened, but the ball has disappeared. But we're already doing that with the ball, so we just have to do the same for the paddles. Update ball or something. Ball state, okay. Draw paddles. I think I'm drawing all the paddles, right? Canvas to draw. Yeah. I'm drawing all of them here. So wherever we update the paddles of the first players, we got to do a check here. We got to see if the next move isn't going to give us a random state, collision. So somehow we got to do the check collision. With our paddle, which is player, or the new player, I guess, which will be this, and each of the walls, right? So in this case, I think we only really have to worry about the up and the top and the bottom walls, and they should be here somewhere. They should be in the main function somewhere. There you go. They are static. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass in another 2 paddles. Yeah, so wherever we update player or update first player, we're also gonna pass a top paddle, which is a reference paddle, and then the bottom, which is also a reference to paddle. And we have those 2. So what we can do now is if we check collision between the new player and the top. Oh, we're gonna do something here. We just return the player, I guess, right? And if we also check the collision between the new player, which is not yet defined, and the bottom. Okay, the music just stopped working. Okay, cool. Anyway, it's back now. And if we do the bottom, we also return the player. I mean, this could obviously be simplified by simply just doing that or. Is it or a thing, or is it just that? Yeah. New player is that? Oh yeah, because we have to actually take a reference of this, if I'm not mistaken, and then here too. Now, why does this, you see, why does it let me take a static there? Shouldn't it be also a reference, like that? Why is it not complaining? But let's cargo build and see if what happens. Okay, obviously we're gonna get some errors. Mismatch types. The update first player expects a paddle because of return type. Player expected stroke paddle found a reference to it. Okay. There you go. Will that work? No, it doesn't. Right, why did it not work though? If maybe missing an else clause. Okay, but it's not though. We're not missing else clause. Yeah, the control state of that. How do you clone things? Hey. How do you return a copy of an object passed in as a reference in Rust? There you go. So we have clone, right, on the paddle. Let's have a look. Paddle state, yeah, we do have that. obj.clone. There you go. Why does it not work? Why does it not work? I don't understand the return thing with Rust. Like, when can I leave out the return statement? Like, in this case, obviously I cannot do that. I just can't do that. But if I do this, it does seem to work. Top row, and we've got the bottom row. And obviously we've not yet done the same thing here, even though it's just copying and pasting. Yeah, literally just copying and pasting, so I feel really bad, but we're gonna refactor this later. Cargo build. Top not found in the scope. Yes, of course it's not. Okay, a bit of luck now. Okay, good. So it did run. Let's see if it's gonna run. Okay, obviously I have done 800 by 800, and we are not checking for anything here. Ah, this is weird. Okay, so when it does touch the thing, it just keeps going. Yay. Hey, see that? No hands, look. Boom. It just keeps going. Marvelous. Now, bot isn't used. Okay. That will not fix anything. What we can fix quite easily is the window height and width. That should have been 600 there. So now if you run this, it should be a bit more friendly. If I build it, right? Does it not build when I run? Window height, window width. Okay, better. Yeah, now let's figure out why this keeps going. So obviously the issue is on the update player. So update first player, for example. Yeah, we can't actually do that, can we? Now that you think about it, it just has to be the idle version of it. So it has to be a new player, and with X as the player. Not X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Y is the player Y. W as the player W, height the player height, and then horizontal action, horizontal state actually. And yeah, this is what it has to be, I guess. Cannot find struct. Ah, because it's paddle, not player. And the vertical state, this is the tricky bit. This has to be a paddle state idle. There you go, now it's correct. Because it won't keep going up if it was already going up. That was the issue, I guess. Okay, so let's find the other update function and paste that code in here as well. Very messy, I know, but hi Matt, do you have a Linkin Park image icon? I do, yeah. I have a Linkin Park icon somewhere in my Google account or something. I've been using it for ages, yeah. I mean, it might be on my YouTube still, I don't know. So you let me know. But yeah, I was a big fan of Linkin Park back when I was young. Still am. I still listen to them, so still listen to them all the time, dude. So right, let's run this now, the Pong game. Oh, it still does it. There you go. Ah, brilliant. It's not gonna. No, it doesn't let me move, obviously, but awesome. Yeah, yeah. Linkin Park, dude. I'm guessing you also love Linkin Park. Right, why does it give me this? No errors given. Okay, cool. You've been in... Oh, okay. Linkin Park concert in 2017. I'm jealous. I wish I went. 2017, that's just when Chester Bennington died, I think. I've never been to a concert. I wish I did. Whereabouts did you go? America or Europe? Was it a concert in your country? Okay, so top, bottom. Top, bottom. Yes, in Argentina. Oh, is this Miguel? Are you Miguel from Argentina? Have you changed your name, Miguel? Or is it just a different person? It was a festival. Very nice, yeah. A rock festival in Argentina. Sounds really good. How is it going, Miguel? We haven't spoken in a while. Nice, nice. It's Miguel. Hope things are going good, and I did. I got a new job. I started a new company. So I'm no longer working at Microsoft. But yeah. I'm doing Rust now as my main job. So Rust and C++. So I'm here trying to learn Rust again. As you can tell. I'm failing very hard because it's somewhat different to C++ in some parts. So I'm back at Qt. Nice. Which Qt version are you using? I guess 5? Is 5 the latest one? Dude, when I used Qt, it was still on 4.3, I think, or something. You know, back in the day. Qt. So there must be like version 6 now, maybe? I don't know. Qt versions. Oh no, they're still on 5. That's good. Yeah, I mean it takes a lot to release a new version. Dude, yeah, my first work I used to use 4.6, I think. It's Qt 6, but it looks like 5. Oh, okay. So they are on version 6. Oh yeah, they have. They've released version 6 in 2020. I didn't know about this. I do like Qt. I used to love it actually. You know, I used to work for a company called Aviva, and they did this software for point cloud data, like 3D scan data, and it was all in Qt. Hopefully, I'm allowed to say that, but it was. Yeah, this is all in. There you go. Not sure if you can see it. All the UI was done in Qt, so. And it was good. I had a good time working with it. It had a lot of useful libraries in it, so it's good to know Qt. You definitely get a job in it. So yeah. Now the issue on this code I'm having is that the Pong detects that it touches the walls, but then you can't move after that. This is so weird. It goes into the wall, but then it doesn't let you come out. Let me do the same. See, it's gonna go in and it can't come out. Yeah. Are you dealing with collisions? Yeah, man. It's very simple. It's just checking if it touches a square, a rectangle, so it's not very difficult. But the issue here is that I only update when I press the key, so it doesn't update every frame. Or does it? Yeah, I mean, it's called update player, but then really it doesn't. This is just updates the state of it. So the function that actually updates should be, there you go, move paddle. Yeah, this is what should be doing the collision check. So I was stupid. So if we do that in there, move paddle, ticks past. Ticks is the number of frames that's passed, I think. So new X and UI. Let's call this the new paddle, I guess. Yeah. Cool. Now we can also pass in the walls so we can check. So top's going to be a reference to a paddle, and bot is going to be a reference to a paddle as well. You know, Miguel, you should learn Rust. It's interesting and easier to work than C++, I think, in my opinion. Things just work better, and the compiler errors are really nice as well. So I wouldn't say it's better than C++. I mean, I will still use C++ forever because it's my favorite language, but Rust is definitely gaining some momentum. So we now have bot and top here. A new paddle is there, new paddle is there. We return the paddle. Vertical state. Yeah. And also, I started learning Spanish now, Miguel. I do Spanish lessons every Saturday morning, which is tomorrow. So I gotta go to sleep in a bit. Estoy aprendiendo español. Español de España, not de Argentina. es un poco diferente, ¿no? Vamos a poder hablar más seguido. Sí, sí. Por supuesto. I already speak a little bit, but I'm learning more now because I've not studied it since school, man, and I've been away from the language for a long time. But yeah, I'll visit Argentina soon as well. I think I wanna go to South America at the end of the year. I'll definitely go to Brazil. So maybe, who knows? I'll visit Buenos Aires as well, since it's very cheap to go from Sao Paulo. That's where my family is, so. Alright, so freaking hell, new paddle, what's the error? If maybe missing an else clause. It's not missing else clause. It's missing a return here. Oh, yeah, of course. And instead of player, we have paddle. Okay. Which means we get rid of all this stuff here that we've bloated. In fact, good. I'll play second player as the same thing. There you go. I want to see where this thing is being used. So the ball is also moving. Okay. I hate Visual Studio Code sometimes. Top wall, and there has to be a reference. What wall? Have you finished university now, Miguel? You're studying, right? Check collision. Right, I'll leave that as it is, and let's see if it builds. And there are warnings. Well, I guess we'll play anyway. There you go. Good, it doesn't go past now. I fucked up the ball though. I have no idea what's happened there. But we will figure out. Oh yes, because it's moving to idle. Okay, but it doesn't go past the thing now. I'm pressing W here and it doesn't do it anymore. Good. And the ball needs to be a special function, you see. There you go, move paddle. Yeah, the issue is this, it's going to idle. But if it's a ball, it shouldn't be doing it, really. Well, I'll say this is a problem for tomorrow, because I'm going to go to bed now. So. Anyway, Miguel, it was nice seeing you, and hasta luego. I'm going to go to bed, and I guess I'll see you next stream, dude. Maybe I'll do some more this weekend. You never know. But yeah, enjoy your weekend, man. And yeah, good luck. All the best. And thank you for coming again. See you in a bit. Let me.